Hope my screen is visible and PPT is also visible. Okay. So we'll discuss on the topic JavaScript functions, events, image maps, and animations. Previously, we have seen about the JavaScript, some concepts related to JavaScript and some functionalities. And today we'll see how functions can be implemented in using JavaScript and how events can be worked with JavaScript and also using some image and also with animations. Okay, so these are the topics that we'll discuss. So when you go through this JavaScript, when you take a function, so it's a set of statements that can be used to perform some similar tasks. Task can be like you can add or you can do some actions that can be performed. So using this function, you can execute the informations by calling some variables. Okay, you can declare some variables, and using functions, you can call that particular features. And in JavaScript, you can create a function also that will accept the input that you're giving in. Okay, and also you can also create functions to perform some task like calculating the numbers or displaying text in a control box. Okay, so these are the informations related to JavaScript function. Next is about JavaScript events. So what is an event in JavaScript? So these events are similar actions that you can execute when you perform some certain task like when you click some informations will be displayed. So that kind of events that you can able to work. And like example, you can use events to display some messages like welcome, I welcome for today's session. So like with some welcome kind of informations you can able to give, okay, using these events. And also this JavaScript provides various built-in events. Okay, so what is this built-in events? Like when you click, you will get the current date and time. So likewise, okay, when you click on a button, the onload event. So there is an event called onload event. So that will trigger the entire web page once it is being implemented. And another one feature like on mouse down. So this will trigger while you click the mouse button, some events may happen. So these are the main aspects of this built-in events. Next, image map. So this is another one concept that will make the entire web page more interactive. So when you implement the web page with the pictures, images, so you know that your image will look more better, more visible, and more attractive that can be given to that particular web page. So this is an kind of image that you can able to set with some clickable areas. Okay, so when you click, some information happens. When every area is being associated with some links, hyperlink, that means in text when you click, it forwards to the next page. Image when you click, it will be forwarded. So likewise, so this hyperlink will navigate you to define some particular location that you give it as a target. So apart from using these functions, the events, image maps, so everything will make the entire web page more interactive through animation. So we'll also see this animation. So how animation will work, okay, and also how we give more attractive part to the web page. Next is about how functions can be worked. Okay, so the JavaScript functions are the collection of statements, okay, that can be executed when that function is being called through some variables. So the functions are being divided into like two categories. One is without parameters and functions with parameters. So when you take this functions without parameters, so it doesn't contain any kind of parameter. We don't initiate any parameters for this function. Just we call the function, so it executes. When you take with parameters, it contains parameters with parentheses, separating the parameters through parentheses like integer, string. So unlike these functions, no, without parameters, the values of every members of these functions can be changed or can be modified. So here we can able to see some functions. Okay, alert function. So this will display an error message when you validate the particular form. Prompt message. Okay, so when you click OK and cancel button, so some prompt, no, you can able to give. That means when you click OK, so this will return the text string when the OK button is being clicked. Okay, and the next is confirm. So when you work with this confirm method, so this will display message box with two buttons like OK or cancel or reset, like that. Then eval function. So this will evaluate and execute every string and returns that result. Next is finite. So this will return the value, Boolean value like true or false, where a number of arguments can be passed to it, like whether it is finite or infinite. Is NaN. So this will determine whether or not the value is an illegal number. So NaN is not a number. Okay, so that is the other main thing. Then pass in. So this function will extract a number from the starting or the initial stage of a string. This will pass a string and it will return the first position of the integer value if it is a string. Then pass float, number, escape function, unescape. So these are the different functions that we can able to work in this particular coding part. So we'll start with how we can able to define a function and how we can able to invoke or work with a function. So when you take this function, it consists of some code that can be executed when any event is being triggered. So that aspect, we call it as a function. And also you can call the function from wherever within a program. Either you can start at the beginning or you can call at the end. And you can also define the every parameters that can be passed with functions while calling that particular function. Okay. And you can also define a function by using the function keyword. So here given is a syntax function, then function name. We can give the function name and the parameters. So what are the parameters that you are going to initialize in that particular function? Okay, you open the parenthesis and close the parenthesis and you write the block of code. So here you can able to see the how you have to write a function. So first you have to give the function name and the parameter give value 1 and the parameter value 2, and then number of parameters. So how many parameters you are looking for or you are going to implement, you can put the parameters in this parameters value. So this is a simple program of using a function. So here this function is called as simple function. So it's a function that will give an alert information. Okay. So the function name is function simple, and in open parenthesis and close parenthesis, you give an alert message, alert, and you can give the text. So this is an alert box. Thank you. Then you can also in body whatever information you are putting in a body function. The body tag you can give. Okay, body tag is on load. So when you unload that particular page, you're going to call the simple function. So what does a simple function give? It gives a alert box like thank you. Okay. So now when you implement this program, you can able to see how it works. So here we are giving an alert function. So this is an alert box. When you click now, when you execute, it gives a alert box. Okay. So by using this alert function, so this is an alert box where you have given for an alert and you have given it as thank you. Okay, so this is one kind of alert function. Okay, and then defining function argument. So here we are going to place an argument for this function. Okay, so arguments are the values that can be passed to the function while we call it. Okay, so here the number and order of arguments that is being passed to the function call, it should match with the number. So which number you're going to call, so match that particular number. Once when the function is being called, no, the every block of code within that particular function will be executed. So after this code is being executed, the control of execution of every code will pass back to the calling statement where the function is being called. So this is the syntax. So you give the function name and then argument one, argument two. So what arguments you're going to define here? You can give the argument under this function name. So here, this is the function name. Function parameter is a function name, and the value where you're going to pass an argument. So here we are giving an button. So when you click, now this information should be displayed. JavaScript function with parameter. Okay, so this is the uh, on-click event that happens. We'll use this function. Okay, so you're giving a type button. On-click is a parameter that is going to be displayed. What parameter? JavaScript function with parameter will be initialized with the value call function. Okay, so here we are initializing with function. Function name is parameter and the value. Okay, so when you implement this code, so there is a button. Okay, so here we have initialized button. Okay, type is button. So when you click the button, what happens? JavaScript function with parameter will be executed, and this text will be implemented. This is an example of JavaScript function with parameters. So see here, when you click this, JavaScript function with parameter will be executed. This is on click. So when you on click that button call function, text box with the information JavaScript function with parameter will be executed. So this is another information related to the calling function. And here you can able to see another one example. So here you're going to uh, implement a function name total. Total is a function name. You're going to add three parameters, okay? A, B, C. So sum equal to, you're going to add these three parameters and you're initializing the function name. Document.write is total. So in total, the sum will be calculated. Okay, so after you implement, you're going to initialize that variable. Okay, total of that A, B, and C. So A will be 4, B will be 5, and third variable C will be stored with the value 6. And defining a return statement. So this return statement, it specifies the value that is returned from a particular function. So when you define a function, that may return some value, that function will have the return statement. And also you can use return statement wherever is being used in that function. Okay. So the execution of a return statement will be the final set of that particular function. Once when the return statement is being executed, the control of every execution information will pass back to the calling statement where it is being initiated. So the syntax is will be like this: return of that particular value. So when you give return and when you give that value, so that value will be returned. So here you can able to see, okay, with the information function and name is area, variable L comma B. So the formula is variable rectangle. So rectangle you are going to do L into B, return rectangle. So that is a method that you are going to call. Then you are going to initialize the details. So now you are going to type the area of the rectangle is calculated using the area function with the variable name as rectangle, and the formula that you're going to implement is area of L into B. So L is 4 and 6 is B. Okay, so now we are going to find out this area of the rectangle. So when you implement this, so variable name is rectangle, and variable values are 4 comma 6. So that L into B, so both will be implemented. So area of the rectangle 6 4s are 24. So it will be multiplied and it will be value will be returned. And the next is defining function scope and closures. Okay, the scope that refers to the area of that particular page where the function and the variables are being accessible. In JavaScript, we have divided into like two categories. One is global and the local. Okay, global function is that will be called from anywhere within that particular program. Local means only within its parent function. Within that particular functions, it will be called. So that is global and local. So when you see this closure, so this is a variable that is being created inside a function and it continues to exit once when the function has been finished executing. So it's a combination of two things like function and variable. So these closures will be used in defining every control structures like branches, loops, and others. So here again, able to see the different informations where you're going to get in. Using closures. So the first is that you're initializing the script language JavaScript, and then you're going to implement with the function name as show message. So that is a show message is a parent function name. Okay, show message. So this is a we call it as a parent, and inside that main function show message, we are initializing the function. Okay, show message, and after that, we need to declare the variables, right? So what are the variables we are going to declare? Date, variable hour, variable minutes, variable month, variable day, variable year. So for variable date, what you are going to initialize? You're going to initialize the function name new date. Then only the system date will be extracted. Likewise, hour, date dot get hours per minute, date dot get minutes, then month, date dot get month. So these are the variables, variable name, and the no type of functions that you're going to call for this particular variable. So call display greeting. So using this display now, you will be calling the display greeting information. And next is function display. So first we have given function show message. So that is the first function within the main function. And second one is a function display. So that is another one function that we are going to call within that main function show message. So in this function display, you're going to display the hours. Okay. Uh, so if you start from greater than or equal to 22, 22 means night 10 o'clock. So your condition is you have to display the value between night 10 o'clock and hour should be less than or equal to 5. So the value should be taken from late night 10 o'clock till morning 5 o'clock. So if it is late night 10, 11, 12 means you can give good night, or else after morning 5 o'clock means hello world. Okay. So before morning 5 o'clock means you'll give good night world. Okay. Or else what you will be calling as hello world. Okay. Then today is then you're going to display the month, day, year, and after that you're going to display the current time also. Okay. So these are the informations that you're going to display. Okay. So now we'll see this show message. So this is the main parent function, and next you're going to call the function show message method for displaying all these particular variables and the methods, and then you're going to display by calling the display function. Okay, and when you if the time is between 20 night 22 and morning 5 minutes, good night world. So that message will be displayed, or else hello world will be displayed. So now we'll see this. So here the current time is evening 3:20. So what will be the result? The result will be hello world, because if it is night means it will show us, see here, night means the information will be good night world. If it is greater than morning 5 o'clock till night before 10 o'clock means it shows like this. Okay, hello world. So this is the main aspects of using function with scope and closure. So closure. So what is a closure? So it's an inner function. So here we have seen the inner function. So what inner function we have seen? Function show message is the inner function we have seen. What is the main function? It's a show message. So closure is an inner function that has access to the outer functions variable. Like we call it as a scope chain. And also this closure has three scope. So first is that it has access to its own scope, like variables that is being defined between or within its curly brackets. Next is it has access to the outer function variable also within the function, means within the curly brace as well as outer the curly brace. And it has access to the global variable also outside the main function. Next is about the calling functions with timer. Okay, so here it allows you to execute the JavaScript function after some specified limitations given. Okay, like you can use timer. This JavaScript will provide various methods like the set timeout method. So this will execute the code at a specific interval. Then clear timeout. So this will deactivate or cancel the timer. Set interval method. It will execute a function after a specific time interval. Then the clear interval method. So this will deactivate or it may cancel the timer that is set using the method set interval method. So now you can able to see the uh, closure function. Okay. First, we start with the text, hello, dear students. And then we implement the variable with the variable name add and function, common function, count equal to 0, then return that and increment from 1. Okay. So here you're going to get the element starting with the first position of that element itself. And when you take set timeout, you will be initializing the what function you're going to use and the milliseconds. Likewise, set interval, all the function name as well as how many milliseconds it wants, so that you use the method set timeout. So here I can able to see the function name as time message. So here you're going to implement the variable name t equal to set timeout. So you're going to alert 5 seconds, okay, with the value 5000. Okay, so here when you see this, you'll see how it's getting executed. So here there is a box, time alert box. So when you click here, you could able to see now 20 August. Okay, so that is the main objective of this uh, timer alert with 5 seconds. And for every 1 second, you can use this value. So that is another one scenario. Then exploring events. So when you take this events, It refers to actions that are detected by the programming language. Take Java. Okay. So when you perform that particular task, the events appears. For example, the on-click event is detected by the programming language. So when you click the mouse button, immediately the information will be detected. Events are generally used in some combinations with the functions, implying that every event will occur once when that information is being called. So the event called on event. So equal to code to handle the event, or on event that refers to the name of that particular event that will be followed by a equal sign, and the code that executes is code to handle the event. So this will be the output, code to handle the event. And here you can able to see some window event attributes. Okay, on after print. So this is one attribute. So this will initiate the script to be run after the document is printed. On before print. Okay, so here it will run before the document is printed. On before unload. So the script to be run when the document is about to be unloaded. On error. So here the script to be run when an error occurs. On load. So here it fires after the page is finished loading. So these are the different types of attributes: on message, on offline, on online, on page hide. So you can use all these particular events to navigate, as well as you can trigger the message to run this particular event. Then next one is the form event. So using form itself, we can in the form itself we can use this event on blur. So this will give that particular event. Okay. Once when you click, immediately the the word or the event executes. On change. Okay. On focus, on input, on invite. So these are the attributes. You can use these attributes and you can see what are the different changes that happens in that particular form. Mouse event. So when you click, okay. So before that, so these are the on key down. So here the user when pressing the particular key, this event happens. On key press, okay. It happens when user presses that particular key. One is pressing, one is when we start to press. Okay, on key up. So fires when a user releases that when you press and you release, no, at that time this event happens. Okay, so these are the other main aspect. And here you can able to see on click, on double click. So for on double click, on DBL click, on drag, on drop, on mouse down, on mouse move. So these are the different number of events. Then media events. So for playing the video, okay, on ended, on empty, on duration change, on queue change, on can play through. So this every informations will be worked out when you play video or audio. Okay, so it's an interesting events. You can also try with the on play, on playing. On play means script to be run when the media is ready to start playing, not while started, when it is ready to be played. So on play. Next, after that, if you give on playing, then the event will be executed. Okay, so these are the different aspects. So here again, able to see. So here you use an input type button and with the value time colored box. Okay, on this, when you on click that particular event now, this timed message, this method will be called. Okay, so here also when you click that button click, you can see how it works. On click is alert. So here, when you type it now, when you type this, when you click, yes, this is on click. So when you click and message displayed in a message box, welcome Bijolin. Okay, it's interesting. So likewise, whenever you use any information on click, okay, immediately that message will be appeared. So you can also use all this. You can try with all the different types of events. Okay, onload event. So once when the page is loaded, an alert message will come. Alert welcome to JavaScript. So here on reset. Okay, so here this information will be displayed. So here when you see the program itself, you can able to understand. Okay, so here you have given reset event. Okay, so what's the reset event? Once when the reset event is triggered, when the user click the reset button, that means you are creating an input box. How many input box? Name input, roll number input, address input, and email input. So once when you type in the input box, and what you're going to do, you're going to press the reset button. So when you press the reset button, immediately this reset function will be called, and every information on the text box will be deleted or it will be reset. So now see roll number, ID, address and email ID. So now the information is being placed in the text box. So when I give reset button, on reset event is triggered when the user clicks the reset button. So this is an additional pop-up message because in some cases now, without unknowingly, we may reset. So at that time, it asks one option whether you want to reset or not. But if you want to add, you can add another one. Here I have given only OK, one OK button. You can give one more button like cancel OK. So if you want to, if you give OK, you can reset, or else if you cancel, it will be stay as it is. So I have given OK, and all the informations are being reset. So this is the reset button on submit. Next is about submit. So in reset, we have seen every information are being deleted. Now we are using the submit button. So on submit now, we are giving an alert message like all the details of this form are submitted. Okay. So now the same informations we are giving, name, roll number, address, email ID. So once when the input type submit, when you click the submit, all the informations will be submitted and the message box will be displayed. All the details of this form are submitted. So now, okay, submit. Did you see a message box? All the details of this form are submitted. Okay. When you give OK, it will be submitted. So this is the main aspects of this JavaScript functions. We have seen about events. Okay. And next we'll see about image maps and animation.